How's it going, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez, and it's time to review another movie. This time it is the latest movie to be based off of a true story. This movie stars Chris Pine, Ben Foster, Eric Bana, and a few other actors and actresses. This is an estimated $80 million budget, and is directed by Craig Gillespie, I believe, if I got that name right. Excuse me if I butchered that. But, wow. Now, before I get into this, is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil nothing. I'm just going to give you the pros, give you the cons, the final score, tell you whether you should go check this out in theaters, or if you're watching this down the road, check it out on DVD, or just skip it all in general, man. So, first off, my thoughts about before I went into this movie. This is one of my probably my last anticipated movie besides Jane Got a Gun in January. For sure, man. Ever since the first trailer came out, I was always interested in this movie because first off, and I forgot that one of the main other actors, Casey Affleck. Excuse me for that, man. Casey Affleck. Not every day you get to see Casey Affleck in a movie. I mean, he doesn't do much, man. I mean, he's doing a few projects, but, you know, him and Ben, I mean, Ben's been busy with Batman, and he's every now and then in a movie. He's doing 999. I'm very excited for that. I really like Casey Affleck. Last movie I saw with him was Out of the Furnace, man, a few years ago. Where have you been, Casey? Where have you been, man? I've been waiting for you. Anyway, Casey Affleck's in the movie. Chris Pine as well, you know, good cast, man. Good director. Well, I mean, for the most part, Mr. Woodcock, the guy who directed Mr. Woodcock way back, like in 2007 or so, with Billy Bob Thornton. But he's directed a few other movies, you know, down the line. But my initial thoughts was going into this movie, I'm hoping it's good. You know, I haven't heard that many reviews. I kind of tend to stay away from big reviews. But I ended up walking in being like, I'm hoping this is good. I'm really hoping so. I didn't get to see it in IMAX. I'm seeing it in a regular screening projection. Boom. 5 minutes later. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to, don't worry, your movie's going to be shown. It's going to start showing up in 5 minutes. Our projector and our server, our computer, they're fighting against each other. And I'm kind of sitting there like, like, I have to wait. And then waiting for the film and everything, and then it got on, and well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, my non-spoiler review for The Finest Hours. Now, for an $80 million budget movie, I will say that the effects were pretty breathtaking at times, man. Now, I'm not saying this is the greatest effects ever, man. It's heavily based on CGI. You can tell what's practical, what's not. You can tell when there's a green screen, which is, I mean, it's not as bad as, like a Sci-Fi Channel bad green screen or something like that, like Sharknado. But, you can tell when the actors are on the boats, and it's a green. You know what it is. I mean, they're not gonna... some's real, some's not. I mean, they're not actually out in the middle of the ocean doing waves. It's all studio. Sometimes they actually do go to, like, the beach. That, I've seen them behind the scenes, but not actual in deep ocean storm-wise. It's all CGI. But I will say the effects for the most part, I didn't get to see it in IMAX, so I heard some people were like, oh, the 3D wasn't that great. I honestly can't tell you my thoughts on 3D. I can only say the regular 2D. The effects looked beautiful. Again, a few effects were like, but some effects were like actually very good looking. Again, practical effects, the set pieces, man. The ship itself where Casey Affleck and his group are on, very beautifully. The interior, it's a real ship, man. It feels like a real ship. I love the set pieces, man. I love the set design. Even the set design where the Coast Guards, the building, the station where they're at, everything is so detailed. This is what I love. And the set where the period piece it's in the 1950s, I believe 1953. The time setting and the style and the accent that Chris Pine has. She's scared of the water. Well, I just don't know what's, down there at night. It's just more water. I can't do the accent. It's just more water. Water. You gotta do that John F. Kennedy. Water. You need some water up in here. But, you need more water. Yes, indeed. But seriously, I got that, like, it's just more water. Water. Warts. Anyway, so, and also, Casey Affleck, he had an accent. I guess a little bit. He sounded like Casey Affleck. Let me think. I need everybody to help me on this boat. That was my Bill Clinton right there. So, I mean, Eric Bana, I mean, what probably was the worst. I like Eric Bana besides the Hulk. God, horrible movie. But Eric Bana as him, I mean, they didn't really need him in this movie, but he does he takes his voice that I find really offensive. He talks like a Texan because he thinks he's dead. Like, it's just really, it's stupid. I hate his accent here. I don't know whether he's trying to be funny or trying to ruin the movie. But I will say, like I said, the accents in here, for the most part, the acting in here. I mean, you got Casey Affleck doing an awesome job. Chris Pine doing a really awesome job. He's really shy, man. He's just like, are you so-and-so? Hi, I'm, very shy, but he's not like Captain Kirk, like, hey, what's up, Captain Kirk, want to come to my enterprise? He's not like that. He's really just like a little low-key. Also, man, Ben Foster, I'm still on the pros for right now. I told you a little bit of cons in here. But Ben Foster, another thing with Ben Foster is I like that he's in this movie. I really like it. He does bring a presence, sort of a comedic presence, but then he's very serious. And he's not very talkative. He's a man of few words, which I'm very disappointed by at times because you have Ben freaking Foster. Talented, underrated actor. Have you seen him in Lone Survivor? Beautiful actor, man. Beautiful, talented, magnificent. Praising this actor, man. He's very fantastic. And he's very underrated. And he's underused in this movie. You get Ben Foster, you use him. You use him to his full extent, baby. And they didn't use him in this full extent, or in this whole show. And Eric Bana. You get Eric Bana, he knows how to act a little. I mean, he could give some performance, nothing, like Ben Foster-wise, but Eric Bana, he could do something. They underuse him. All he does is do a Texas voice, and he sits down. You're sending out my future, whatever you want to say. You sending him out there to die. Ma'am, I need you to leave. You're sending him out there to die. Call him back. I need you to leave. Like, girl, dude, grab her and throw her out then. What are you doing? You're just like, I need you to leave. Like, oh my gosh, it's annoying sometimes, honestly. But like I said, the set pieces, the effects, the design, the style of the 1953 era, beautifully done. They captured that moment in time perfectly. And also, there's a few camera shots that are actually quite beautiful. Of course, they're mixed in with a lot of CGI, but the way the camera turns around when they're at the sea and on the boat is very well, beautifully done. And I think the director did a pretty good job, honestly. I think the directing, the camera shots, the cinematography, it is a very beautiful movie at sea. Now on to the cons. Like I said, they underused Ben Foster. You know how I feel about that. Also, man, it is a forgettable movie at times. It is. I walked out, and it took me a while to think about what happened, but at times I was like, wait, what happened? Because I was thinking to myself, it's an hour and 54-minute movie, but what happened within that hour and 54 minutes? What did we accomplish besides, what you think we know? You know the beginning and end result. But throughout that whole movie, what you forget things about that happened in the movie. And also the character Miriam. I do not know the actress's name. Her first name starts with Holiday. Miriam. She's not that much of a... I don't really like her. I'm sorry. I'm not saying I don't hate the actress. She's beautiful. And she does give a good performance. Yes, she does. But the character herself, Miriam, she's not really that much of a likable character. I mean, just because... Oh, Chris Pine. Yeah, she gets Chris Pine. Oh, out of all the hundreds of women around there, he picks her. But, am I doing good? What do you think? Oh, you're doing fine. Better, Gosh, like... Miriam's okay. I mean, it's not like I felt it with him and her and a sort of thing, the chemistry. I mean, yeah, she's alright, but and she was good acting, but every time they went back to Miriam, because Miriam was like, oh, I'm missing my husband, well, so, you know what? All the other Coast Guard, wives, they're missing their husbands too, but you don't see them, I miss him, where is he? You don't see them, be all crying in the air, I need him! And she's the only one that, oh my God, where is he? God, oh my God, Wonder Woman stole him away! Sort of thing, calm down. He's been gone for a few hours, dude. I mean, he's a Coast Guard. Like Eric Matt said, every time we send him out to the ocean, you're going to come crying? begging me to call him back in. Seriously, her character, and then something happens. Just something happens with her car. And I was like, no, please, listen, it's okay to have you in the movie, but let's focus on Chris Pine, and let's focus on Casey Affleck. This movie at times is unbalanced. I want to see Casey Affleck because Casey Affleck's a damn good actor. But then I want to see Ben Foster. I want to see him talk, and then he's just like this. And it's just kind of like it's unbalanced. Give him something, man. Let's see more of this. Let's not see Miriam. Let's not see land at all. Who cares about the people on the land? We care about the Coast Guards going to the tanker ship going to save the survivors. That's what we want to see. But sadly, we don't get that, as a balanced force. It's always back to Miriam. And back to Miriam. Let's see what she's doing on land because we care. Also, Eric Bana did not need to be in this movie whatsoever. I do not know why he signed up or even auditioned to be in this movie. There's no reason for him. Why is he always the general all the damn time? I don't understand. He doesn't even look like a general, honestly. He didn't even feel like a Coast Guard general. But whatever, go with what you want. The first 10 minutes were so damn slow, dude. It took a while to get into the story. There are a few boring parts. Like, walking out of it, I was like, there are a few boring parts in here, specifically with Miriam. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end up giving this movie The Finest Hours a 6.9 out of a 10. It's an okay movie. It's watchable. It's not a great movie, I think, at times you could say it's a good movie. But, it is based on a true story, and definitely I give, the people who went through it, the real Bernie, the real, the characters that went through it in real life, man, God bless them, man. I mean, it's a very touching story, and I think it really, dedicates and honors to them of what they did. Those are true sailors, true balls, balls to the wall, man, freaking amazing people in the Coast Guard, so God bless. People in the Coast Guard today, God bless you, man. And just who serve military, army, all of that, bless you. So back to 6.9 out of 10, man. It was just okay, good at times. It's not the greatest Disney movie in the world. It's not the great. Is it worth watching in theaters? Honestly, I do feel like this is a movie that should be seen on the big screen, because if you illegally download it, if you buy it on DVD, you're not going to get that theater experience unless you have a theater in your home, then damn you. But I think, like I say, it's okay, but I would just say if you're interested in Chris Pine, or you like this director, or you like Disney movies in general, it does have this Disney feeling to it, or you just like true story movies in general, then you're going to want to see this in theaters. Other than that, you got other movies like 50 Shades of Black coming down this weekend. You got a comedy, you got Jane Got a Gun, you got a Western, and then you have Kung Fu Panda 3. You got an animation movie, so you got other movies to go see if you don't want to see this one. Thanks again. Hopefully you all enjoyed. It's an okay movie. It's okay. Watchable. So thanks again, man, for everything you guys, for everything I do and you guys do. You guys make this possible. I'll be seeing you for those movies I just mentioned a few seconds ago. I'll be reviewing those on the channel. Check them out. Stay tuned. Subscribe. You want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. I'll be seeing you all later. Happy hunting. Be careful sailing them waves. And God bless.